Welcome to this Quick Take Rapid Learning module. Today's topic, Coaching, How to Harness Peer Learning in Group Sessions. Compared with one-on-one coaching, group learning may seem like a compromise. It's a time-efficient way to get across basic concepts and need-to-know information. But it's certainly not the same as an expert working individually with an employee on higher-level skills, right? Right. It's not the same. It's often better. Research suggests that group coaching can be more effective than one-on-one sessions, which turns out to be very good news for busy leaders who don't want to shortchange their people when it comes to talent development. In this quick take, you will learn what research says about the power of group learning sessions, why peers are often better coaches than bosses or other experts, and how to design high-impact group learning sessions for your team. So how can group learning deliver better results than one-on-one coaching? In part, it comes down to that thing your parents warned you about when you were a kid, peer pressure. Your parents were afraid you'd jump off a bridge if all your friends did it, and they were right to worry. Research confirms that people will do things as part of a group that they wouldn't do on their own. That's bad for thrill-seeking teenagers, but it's good for learners. And there's more to group learning than simply the pressure to perform well in front of your colleagues. Consider, for example, an intriguing study from Stanford University. Researchers gave two groups of people a complex puzzle to solve. Those in Group 1, the control group, were told they were working alone. Those in Group 2 were told they had a partner in another room working on the same puzzle. Both groups were permitted to work on the puzzle for as long as they wanted. They could give up and walk away at any time. Several minutes into the exercise, Group 1 was given a tip from a researcher to help them solve the puzzle. Group 2 received the same tip, but it was scribbled on a piece of paper, which the researcher said came from their partner in the other room. After receiving the tip, people in Group 2 spent an average of 48% longer on the puzzle compared with those in Group 1, and more of them succeeded in solving it. Afterwards, people in this group had a stronger memory of the puzzle and expressed greater engagement and enjoyment in the task. In short, just the impression of working with a peer significantly boosted participants' motivation, performance, and memory. So why is working with others to solve a problem or learn something new so powerful? One reason, which has been borne out in countless studies, is that people feel accountable to their peers. They feel social pressure to perform well and carry their weight in front of their colleagues. But that doesn't fully explain the results of this study. After all, the participants had no social relationship with the anonymous peer who was supposedly in the other room, and they were working in isolation. So why did they work harder, and why were they more successful? The researchers concluded that one reason was because the subjects put a higher value on the tip they received when they thought it came from a peer rather than an expert. Subjects believed that information from someone in the trenches working on the same kind of problem would be highly relevant and useful, so they were more inclined to use it and keep plugging away. In short, the source matters. People in a group learning environment will be more likely to accept and act on knowledge that comes from their peers than from you, even if it's the same knowledge. So what does this mean for how you can leverage the power of peers in your team sessions? Here are some research-based recommendations. Start by exploring what employees already know. For example, after introducing the topic of your session, you might ask learners to share their existing knowledge and experiences. Sharing prior experiences will get employees engaged in the discussion and allow them to identify the behaviors and competencies that lead to improved performance. In learning initiatives, you often get pushback from experienced employees. "I know what I'm doing. I don't need to be taught," they say. Fact is, experienced people in particular often get stuck in bad behavior patterns that hurt performance. Peer learning allows you to turn that objection on its head. You might say, "I want you to participate and share your knowledge to help us address the challenges we face." The veterans will influence their colleagues. Even better, their colleagues will influence the veterans. Don't teach, facilitate. Since your goal is to create learning through peer interaction, Don't position yourself as the expert. Instead, be a guide. Facilitate the first meeting or two to model the way. Then, as soon as possible, turn over meeting facilitation to the team members. Assign one person to run each meeting. Have him or her prepare questions to kickstart discussions. Stay in the background. Let people learn from each other. Create active learning experiences. Instead of having people passively sit and listen, get them involved in role plays, debates, and idea sharing. Active learning creates more opportunities to interact with their peers. End with a recap. At the end of the session, ask employees what they learned and what they'll do differently. When you do this, all or most of the takeaways will come from the group, not you. Let's review what we've learned. Group learning harnesses the power of peer pressure in a good way. Learners will put a higher value on insights that come through peer interactions versus information that you, as an expert, tell them. In team sessions, put yourself in the role of facilitator. Guide the group, but don't dominate it. Thanks for watching. Now return to the program page and take the quiz. Also, please take 15 seconds to click on the survey link and fill out an evaluation of this program.